welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Today, from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New England Patriots.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
2 teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
They'll start with the option, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. But you look at this Patriots defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
To throw on 2nd down, Feldman. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard. This defense for the Pats, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Yeah, they held them to just 7 points. And if you rewatch the game tape, and I did multiple times, it was amazing to me that the other guys even got 7. They were absolutely dominating on that side of the football.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Feldman. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And some strong running. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Patriots take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Now back to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5. He'll drop to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
First carry for Najee Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Fielded at the 43. Shreds the tackle. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete. DeMario Douglas with it. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Patriots post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's the option. Fights through and now a crease. 11 yards is the gain on the keeper there, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. And he will have a Steelers first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Well, just say thank you, Mr. QB. That ball gets tipped in the air, and they come out with a first down.
You said it before, sometimes better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, but what you have to do as a defender, that ball's in the air, you've got to go up and get it, and at worst, knock it to the ground.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. An option handoff given to Harris. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Feldman. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Patriots will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Well, the drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they'd never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pick up there on 20 yards.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll run with Gibson. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. They'll set up a throw. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Kendrick Bourne from 6 yards away. And the Patriots will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Pickens. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Feldman working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now he's signaling a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A final shot before break. Feldman. That one down the field for Freiermuth. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Jets who have the lead in the second quarter. Breece Hall with a touchdown run. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Roshan Johnson with a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. The Browns are down to their final 3 games if they want to salvage a victory somewhere as they fall to 0-13.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. And the Patriots going to take over here to start quarter number 3. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here. That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game. Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one. Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A give up the middle to Gibson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete. Now is 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46. Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy. And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds Douglas complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 2 catches in the 1st half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Open man left side. Shaheed has it. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. Now a first carry for their fullback. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And now they're in the hurry-up. Looking to throw. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Antonio Gibson, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. As Shaheed going to go in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. On the draw, it's Harris. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. And they run with Harris off the option. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They run for it with Harris. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Looking to throw. Feldman. Here's one deep for Pickens. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. George Pickens, 38 yards. And the Steelers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as he'll try to get it to a 1-score game with a 2-point conversion. They're going to run it with Harris, but he will not get into the end zone. And that one hurts as it will remain a 2-score game here in the 4th. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Alex Highsmith there on the tackle. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, then you stop that clock. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
They'll drop to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Douglas with a grab over the middle. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Feldman connects with Duvernay. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Over the middle, complete. That's Foster. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll come up now on 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Foster. This is 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Off play action. Feldman. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage there in the end zone, and it's been like that all game long. And now, down 2 scores, I imagine they'll try again, but it'll just be for posterity's sake.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, it just was unsuccessful.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. Though you say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for New England, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.